dragging.
What's up, everybody? Felix Black here. Yeah, she had like a model walk going on. You probably can't see it in the video, man, but she was walking like she was at the New York City fashion show. Felix Black here with my, driving around Honduras series of videos. American living in Honduras. Love the driving here. It's completely different than driving in the United States. You kind of got to get in where you fit in here. Everything's implied. Your horn does a lot of the talking for you. And so this is the first video in a series of many. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe, comment, and just let me know what you think about, driving. This is one of my daily commutes. Got about 4 or 5 different pathways that I take, going to work every day. And so I'm just going to, give a little bit of voiceover of some of the things I'm thinking. You can kind of hear me in the background a little bit while I'm driving. Like you can see the motorcycles that come through the middle of like traffic. Like the motorcycles here do not act like cars. They kind of do and they don't. Yeah, what's up, shorty? Look at, I'm saying, looking all nice and stuff, walking next to the car. What up? What up? So yeah, I commented on it too. I was like, man, these daggone motorcycles, they ride in your blind spot. They cut in front of you. They pull out in front of you. You really have to be cognizant about the motorcycles here. Pedestrians, what I'm saying? Like, bro, get out of the way, bro. Get out of the way. I know it's traffic and everything. And traffic here is usually just because, I don't know. That's the thing. Traffic here is, I think, because people are just cutting each other off. They're leading with their vehicles to kind of, cut inside of you, to cut in front of you, not inside of you, to cut in front of you. And the motorcycles, man. So motorcycles dominate here, just kind of like we have the 18-wheelers in the United States that dominate the road. I honestly think the motorcycles here dominate the road. There's so many of them. And they pretty much do whatever they want to do. And 9 times out of 10, as someone driving a car, you're probably gonna, look bad if you hit someone on a motorcycle, even if they're riding your blind spot, cutting in front of you, just not abiding by the, the laws of driving. So the roads here, tough. Very tough on your suspension, tough on your brakes. There's a lot of hills. It's a very up and down type drive. So a lot of times you're holding your brakes on a hill, uphill, downhill, doesn't really matter. But the thing is, there's not a lot of police. I haven't been stopped by the police at all for any traffic violations. There's no cameras that's trying to catch you running a red light. If you run a red light, you're just going to get honked at to death. What up, shorty? You're going to get honked to death because you're just in the way. And it's almost like a New York vibe to the way just, people are just ready to go once that light turns green. Look at the roads. The roads is just, it's really bumpy. So I have a Honda CRV. It's really, and my CRV is the touring package, right? It's for driving. It's for, signaling. You got the cameras in your blind spot. And my drive is just, it's a lot of potholes. They don't really do anything as far as coverage in the street. Ew, watch out, bro. Watch out. They don't really do anything as far as repaving. I haven't seen a public works truck repaving anything. So yeah, it can be tough in some spots. Potholes for days, brakes, suspension. If anybody wants to make money here, come open a brake shop. You'll make it hand over fist, just doing nothing but brakes. Don't do transmission, don't do engines, don't do anything. Just do brakes, and you'll make it handle. Whoa, see what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You're just gonna park your truck in the middle of the street. Like, hazard zone, I get it. Come on, you're not broken down. He's probably giving a delivery or something like that. So like right here, now you just got to keep going. People, Red Cross. Look at that, Red Cross of Honduras. People right here. You just got to keep going through, because what's going to happen is people are going to stop. They're going to hesitate. So you got to take advantage. Once people hesitate here, you just go. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to wreck your car. There is a lot of wrecked cars on the street. You don't have to get any kind of inspection or anything to drive your car here. You don't even need license plates. I'm gonna tell you, so many unsafe acts here. Look at this, just pulling down the street, bro. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh man, so that is what traffic is from, something like that. You can see the streets are really narrow. There's not a lot of space, so very rarely do you see Suburbans, F-150s, but you do have them. Mostly here you see Land Cruisers, 4Runners, vehicles of that nature. It's about as large as it gets. Every now and then you'll see a really, large American vehicle, but it's not fit for these roads. These roads are really small, really tight. Like all of this right here on the right-hand side is, people's houses, sidewalk. So those doors are like garage doors and then front doors. And so what happens is you open up to a courtyard and then you walk into the house. So that's, that's right at somebody's house. And we're getting ready. Down up in here is another, neighborhood. They got gates and stuff like that that you're going to have to pass through in order to get into the neighborhood. Oh, she working out. Look at her. She got on her sweat. Got on the little sauna suit, sweating to the oldies. It was a little warm. We'll say that. Look at all these cables, man. Just cables. The wiring is just all over the place. Wires just hang down into the street. It's different. But anybody that knows me knows that I like not being over regulated. And so that's what you have here. Is not a lot of regulation. So it's a little bit of a free for all, but it's more than a little bit. But it's not a full blown free for all. It's just not as much government involvement. I don't know what this structure is on the left. Like, what the hell is that? It looks like a huge water tower, but there's a house right underneath it, which is scary. I don't know how they live there, but they do. So yeah, like the regulations is not overly regulated, so people kind of can live their life, and that's what it's all about. Look at this water truck, bro. Come on. That is what all of the traffic usually comes from. It's just these tight, ew, what up? Watch out, watch out, watch out. There's sidewalks. Got a little store right here, chilling. We get into a little bit of a neighborhood right here. But yeah, it gets really narrow up into this area. And then we're gonna start going like straight downhill. At night, this is hit or miss because there's no street lights here, and there's people that walk on the street. Like you can see, they clearly have sidewalks, but people like walk in the street, and so it's really dark. You gotta throw on your high beams. It was a trafficy day for some reason, and I commented on it. I'm like, man, it's so trafficy. Like this is one of the alternate routes that I take to work. That's usually not this backed up. So the fact that I'm just like sitting here waiting, I did start to lose it a little bit. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What's happening? But yeah, everybody's like, this is a little neighborhood. You can see the houses on the left. Nice views of the city though on the right. I will say that. These cars that are parked like on the side, like they're just parked. No one cares. Like they're just, you know what I mean? Just ass out. They're just in the way, man.
Never seen it like this.
And so I think right in here is when I'm like, yo, what is going on? But because the road is so narrow, that is why if anybody's crossing the street, if there's a car parked on the side, like right in front of me, like this car right in front of me, people will stop, throw on their hazards and stop right there. And it's totally normal for locals here. Like I said, visitors, you got to get used to something like that. But that's totally normal for locals. Motorcycles. See what I'm saying? Motorcycles. Motorcycles. See the people just lined up on the side of the street. Like they're not worried about their cars being hit. There's homes on both sides of the street. So even when we saw earlier, look at this. Look at this. And this is normal. Like, look at that car on the left. Look at this car on the right, bro. We're in the street. So what happens is when you have traffic coming both ways on the on this road, we can't squeeze through. So we have to wait. One side has to go. The other side, man, move out the way. Move. One side has to wait until the other side can go. That's a little garage right there on the left. That joint is always flooded with cars. They busy, so they must be really good. Pedestrians, man. Watch out, bro. Watch out. I'm constantly saying, look at this. See this car on the left. It's completely in the street. Look at that. So this car right here is going to try to squeeze through. Like, come on, wait.
Cars parked on the street.
I will say, man, my side mirrors take a beating. There's two cops right there. My side mirrors take a beating because these streets are so tiny. Like my side mirror was the mirror itself wasn't cracked, but you know, like the plastic that's behind it. It's got all kinds of nicks on it now because people just park on the side of the street, and you know, I try to squeeze through there sometimes, and I clip people's side mirrors. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Again, right in here, I'm just kind of like, what is all this traffic? So we're going straight downhill right here, straight downhill, and it's winding. So it's like a winding road. It's actually not that bad of a view though. To the right, since we're elevated, to the right is actually, you'll be able to see, probably in some other videos, that the lights of the city are really prevalent. They're really nice because the city is built, you know, between mountains. And so while there is like a valley, there are some homes that are built up the mountain. Peggy. And so you can see their lights from a far distance. And I know they have one hell of a drive getting up there. It's something like that in Hawaii. I know Hawaii, you know, the rich people live at the top of the mountain. And I think it's the reverse here. I think the further out you live, like the less money you have. So yeah, you can see it on the left. You can see a little bit. Right here, there's always like a dog right here that's in the road laying down. I don't think the dog was here today. But it's usually like right in like this area, right next to this gate. I think this is the house for the dog. Can you see it right there? Is that the dog behind the fence? I think that's the dog right there behind the fence on the right. Yeah, so he or she is usually like laying out right there on the right outside the gate. I guess when the owners, you know, close the gate up. And sometimes the dog is like in the street. So they're trying to back up a truck over here. Like little things like this just compound the traffic. Now, who knows if they were in the street before, or if they're trying to back up to get to where they want to go. This guy's just holding up one lane. I think he's waiting to make sure no one comes from down the hill. And again, there's a truck parked on the right. It's just little things like this make you have to move over into the other lane. And that car is actually nice. It's not wrecked up or anything, but they're asking for it. Then they got this big ass bus. Like, yo, that bus is gonna catch hell when they get further up that hill. I can only imagine. I've had my my window hit like 2 or 3 times from a bus like that. Then you'll probably hear me in the video talking about the lady. She had on some Timberland boots, Timberland chuckers, booted up, big boot ass.
Timberland chuckers,
big boot. It is hot. It's probably about 75, 80 right now. It's hot. Doggo on the left. Doggo chilling. Big boot. And she on the Timberland boots. The Chuckers. So this guy's going to pull right out in front of me. So this is what it is right here. I gave him a little bit of a gap. I think I was flagging him to go. But yeah, he was definitely thinking about it. Right here, this is my Brody circle. Like, yo, y'all gonna let me in. Y'all gonna let me in. Y'all gonna stop. I'm getting in there. If you hesitate, that's it. You hesitate, you will forever be stuck at some sort of intersection or roundabout. Easy.
Don't do that. Watch out.
Pedestrians. Man, hurry up, man. Cross the street, man. Crossing guards and stuff like that. Because, again, if they don't have that assistance, people are not going to stop. Just stopped in the middle of the road. Stopped in the middle of the road. This is one of the major thoroughfares here. Taxis. You'll see these white cars with the yellow on the side. You'll see those in a lot of the videos to come. Those are the taxis around town. And most of them are Corollas. I think that's like a 95, 96 Corolla. Look at that Tahoe. Tahoe shot out. Most of the taxis are like this one right here are Corollas, like 95 to 96 Corollas. Some of them are wrecked to shit. Some of them are in pristine condition with rims on them, and they look really good. But it's a free for all. So these guys and girls are just driving when they see somebody they think wants to be picked up. It's just like New York. People flag down taxis, but these dudes will just pull over and stop to pick somebody up. It doesn't matter if traffic is going, if traffic is not going. So you really have to watch out for these white cars. I'm glad they're all the same too.
In your blind spot.
Usually when you see these white cars, you already know. 9 times out of 10 it's a taxi.
They just sit in it.
And they just, they own the road. Look at all of the KFCs. I don't know if y'all saw the Quiznos. It's a lot of American restaurants here. That is completely normal. It's not a bad drive. It's not a bad drive at all. It's just, people just taking their liberties with turning, with not signaling, putting on hazards and stopping in the middle of the street. Just got to keep your head on a swivel. Like texting and driving here, you asking for a problem. So this is where it usually opens up a little bit, and there's traffic going that way, and you'll hear me say it again, like, yo, where is all this traffic coming from? Because honestly, like what you're watching right now is considered a trafficky, and I'm using air quotes when I say that, a trafficky day. So when you try to switch lanes and stuff like that, you just got to switch lanes. If you see a little bit of an opening, like right here, I got to take this. Because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to change lanes as people, ride each other's bumpers here. Got to be careful too when you stop at these stop signs, stop lights. There's a lot of people, selling things. There's a lot of people panhandling. There's people trying to wash your windows. And it's never a dull moment. Like, look at this guy. He's leading with his car, but he's actually backing up. But that's how someone who wants to pull out and like turn will do. So watch out, pedestrian. Watch out. Parked on the side of the road. See how that person was led out so far and went straight across? Like, you definitely have to be on the lookout for that. So thank y'all. I think we're at the end of my commute here. Thank y'all for watching the video. Hopefully you stayed all the way until the end. There'll be more videos coming of my driving around Honduras. Thank y'all for watching. As always, if you haven't, please like the video, subscribe, share it. I appreciate you. I am Felix Black. Until next time, peace.